Let's go to a piece of art in studios. I made it, even though I'm sorry I'm 26 minutes late. It's supposed to go live at 1, but we're here, right? Okay, so let me go ahead and do all the things that I need to do to get ready. Now, I'm actually going to be doing a palette knife technique on just like regular paper, so I'm going to show you how I do a technique. It's Technique Tuesday, so we're going to do technique today, and I'm also going to show you how I do my stencils on my big, because I have to do it anyways, might as well while we're here, on my front porch linger. So excited. I hope you guys are doing well today. Let's see. It's not showing that I'm live right now. Hopefully I'm live in my group, in our free group, by the way. You get to get once a month I do a free painting tutorial, and you get to ooh, my connection's horrible, guys. What's going on? 1 minute. I think maybe my internet's lagging. Sorry, I'm trying to see like what's going on with. Let me refresh this. Get ready now. Okay, it's all refreshed. Okay, that way I can see your comments and I can see what's going on. I know I look crazy today. My hair is a hot mess today. I mean, it's curly today, like really curly. I don't know what's going on with it today, but we're got it in a hat today, and we're going to get started. So when I do palette knives, I try to determine how thick I want my paint. It can be really difficult sometimes to use palette knives, but there's different sizes of which ones you should, or you know, I don't really care. So I just kind of just use whatever is available. Sometimes I even use a plastic fork, but I kind of just have a few here. I'm just going to show you like a few of them. Now this is a flat one. This is kind of like one of those like paste, like if you have like plaster or something and you want to do plaster work, you could do that with this. And I don't know, this looks like a spade to me, so I'm just going to say it's a spade. And I don't even know what this one's used for, but it tells you on the back of this, it was used for mixing and spreading your paint. And then this little knife right here is like for textures and stuff like that. So, but I really don't pay attention to the back. I just kind of use them however I feel like using them. And I like to use the tips a lot, so you're going to see a lot of tip technique here. But I'm going to bring you down, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing today. We're also going to be doing the stencil today. Let me go ahead and share this. Actually, I need to read this. Okay. So I'm going to be doing the stencil today on my door linger, my front porch linger. So that is happening today. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. There we go. Okay. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. Okay? And if you have any questions while I'm doing this, just let me know. If you have questions about, well, how do you get your paint on there? How do you, actually, you know what? I think maybe I need thicker paint. So I like to use thicker paint. That's just my preference. You don't have to use thicker paint. You can use regular paint, but I like to use thicker paint. So I'll show you the difference between using thick paint and thinner paint. So thinner paint has more water in it. So a lot of acrylics have more water than usual, but your thick paints don't have that much water in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put you guys down here and show you what we're going to be working with today. Alright. Now, I'm just going to squirt some of these on, and I'm going to show you the difference between thick paint and then, this is thick paint. It's not that thick. My white is thicker than that. That's a little thick, right? And then we'll do like a, I don't want to do purple. I'm purpled out for some reason. I like color purple, but I get purpled out too easily, guys. I don't know why, but purple, I get purpled out. That one's a little thin. You see how thin it is. Do I have any thicker paint? I probably don't. I probably have to go get my thicker. I'm gonna go get the thicker paint. So hold on. See, I told you I never prepared, guys. Never prepared. Alright, sorry guys. I'm going to show you the difference between like the thickness of paint. I bought these. Where did I buy these? I think I bought these at the Dollar Tree. Actually, I'm like, oh yeah, the Dollar, actually I have Dollar General. I want to see how thick these are too. We're just going to kind of practice a little bit and just have some fun today. I need some fun in my life because I've just been work all week long. Okay, so then I have some liquid text paint, and I'll show you the difference between, you see the green right there, and then this is the difference. You see how thick this one is? That one's a little thicker. So it just solely depends on your preference. I also have some Artist Loft stuff too, and this one's pretty thick too, so those are pretty thick. And I do like the thicker paints whenever I'm doing any type of palette knife work. And the only reason why I say I like the thicker paints is because, well, let me be honest, it's just easier for it to go on my surface. Now, I've never used these paints before, so I am just going to grab one. I'm going to grab, actually let's grab green. Never used these before. I'm going to grab green. These are Dollar General ones, by the way. Okay, not too bad, not too thin. Alright, so we got some variety of paints, different types of paints, different brands of paints. Different, right? Okay, so what I like to do is I like to just practice sometimes on, let me see all my nice little designs that I've been working on. All my designs. Okay. So I just like to kind of practice sometimes, and like, I don't know, I don't really have much of a technique, but I'm just going to show you how each knife works differently. So this knife, apparently this knife, and if you read the back of the, I just got these from Michael's, and if you just read the back of it, actually I got these on sale, like they were like uber on sale. I was lucky I found these. But this is a flat shaped knife, and these are like ideal for mixing and spreading paint. So like you could use it to take a little bit of paint and just kind of spread it onto your canvas like this. And you're just taking the back of it, and I'm putting light pressure on this. It kind of spreads the paint a little bit. If you wanted to mix your paint, so you could use it to mix your paint. Like let's say I want to do a little bit of blue, and then I wanted to take some of this green, and I want to mix my colors right here. I could. It's used for that, and then you kind of just scrape it off your thing, and then you put it on your surface. I know a lot of people can use the palette knife to make like different flowers and shapes and stuff. I like to sometimes do like take it and go like this with it to kind of give it that texture look to it. Almost looks like a leaf. I'll just use it like that. I don't know if you can see exactly, so I'm gonna bring a little bit more. Ow. Smack myself in the face again, guys. Okay. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but you can. If you see, it's a little bit, it's got some texture to it, so, oh, maybe not. Can you see? Let's see. How can I get closer? I'm trying to get closer for you guys to see what I'm doing. There. Okay, so you see how it's like that texture? You see the texture on it a little bit? It does have a lot of texture to it. So, I kind of like to do that with my palette knife sometimes. Sometimes I can use it for just doing like lines like this. I can use it for lines. So that's good for mixing your paint, mixing your paint and just kind of making some different type of designs on your canvas. Okay, now we're going to use this one, which this is a, I guess it's just a knife. It's used for mixing, but it's also used for texturing. So like I can take it in my hand like this a little bit, and then I can just grab what I need and put down. And if I want to add a little blue, I can add a little blue, but it kind of gives that texture look to it. Green, where it's green. And sometimes I like to layer my colors to kind of give it like just a different look to it. And then if you don't like that, you could just spread it around like this with it using the flat. Ooh, I kind of made like a little flower here. I made like a little rose, kind of like, so like you could use it for like different types of shading or texture or whatnot. And that's kind of why I like the palette knife, is that it'll dry like this, and that's what I love about it, is the fact that this will dry like it is with the texture on it. So I think that that's truly cool, and that's kind of why I like the palette knives. So yeah, alright, and then the last palette knife that I have, and this is just really quick because we're going to go into the stencil part of this. Okay, this one is just a, it says it's a trowel shaped knife. I think it looks just like a, I don't know, one of those knives you use for plaster. So this is ideal for like large amounts of material, like I said, paste or plaster or whatever, and then like scrubbing and smoothing out and mixing. So I'm just going to take it in my black here, just take a little bit of the black, and I'm just going to kind of like use it to smooth. It does give like a smooth like surface to it. Like it helps smooth a lot of your paint out. If you especially if you have like a bigger size like canvas or something, and you're just trying to get the paint on there, right? This would be a great palette knife to use. It's also cool to like kind of mix the colors together like this. I like that, that's cool. The green in there, that's pretty cool. some blue in there. Kind of just go crazy, right? You could also use the side of it too to kind of like bring a little bit of a texture to it. Oh, I like how this part right here came out. If you could see it in person, oh my goodness, it's really cool. And then I can take more. This would be really good to do like rose petals with, almost, maybe. That looks like a flower, look at that. And then you just kind of just play with it. Totally just making art. That's all you're doing. And like I said, I like the thicker paints because it's so much easier. See how I'm like taking this and it kind of liquefies. It's just really liquidy. So I do like the thicker paints because I like how it textures. And you can texture the ones that don't have that has too much water in it. The liquid, or the, what is it? The ones that are a little more, have more water in them, you can totally still texture this. Look at this, so cool. So I'm just playing around with this. Now I'm gonna take my green, oh, there goes one of my, I'm gonna take this green and just kind of slab it in there. See, and this would dry like just like this. Like literally will dry just like this, guys. With all this texture on top. I'm just kind of playing with it. Some blue over here. Just experiment with it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that. I wish you guys can see it in person because you could see the textures. I'll take a picture of it and post it and show you. I just made art out of palette knives, right? Super easy, super fun. So I suggest, and here's the thing, you don't even have to buy a palette knife. You could simply just use a butter knife. You could use a fork. You could use a spoon. You could use almost anything to make art with. So I hope that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was super fun. So let's go ahead and I'm going to get started on the stencil, and I'm going to show you how I put this stencil on. That was super fun, guys. I need this. How to put the stencil on your surface and making sure that it stays on one, right? But also make sure that it's on right. So I'm going to show you that. So give me 1 minute as I set that up. I'm going to bring you guys up again because you guys are going to see what I have in store. Okay. Now I have these sponges that I'm going to use for this. I think I'm going to use the smaller ones and the bigger one. So that'll be fine. And then usually, like I said, it takes me 2 hours to do the stain. But usually I can paint it after 2 hours. I waited a couple of days to do it. And that's okay too. So we're going to take our pretty painting and we're just going to put that over here in the sun to let it dry. And I'm going to bring over my stencils. Okay. And I'm doing white for the letters. So I'm actually going to grab my white for this. And I'm going to move everything out of the way, that way I can kind of, oops, that almost was an accident. Okay. Almost not an accident. Almost. Not all the way. Okay. I'm actually going to move this over here. That way I can put my stuff over here. And then I'm going to move you guys right there to kind of give you guys some space to show you how I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to start up here first. So I'm going to point it over here. There we go. Can you see what we're doing? Don't mind the focus in the background. I'm outside. Okay. So here's my board, as you can see. Put it on here. So here's my board. Haha. Go under. Okay. And it's ready to go. It's primed. It's good. It's ready to be painted on. So like what I like to do is I like to take my stuff out. I like to kind of line them up first. I'm doing the Christmas one. So I'm doing my Christmas one, and this one's going to be displayed on Saturday, by the way. But I like to take it all out, and then I put all this aside. Okay. And if you are, let's see, do I have, uh-oh, something happened to my mouse. Give me 1 minute, guys. Something happened to my mouse. Not sure what. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so Essential Stencil is what I use for some of my stencils. Now, for my other stencils, I make myself. So I do make my own. And what I like about these is that they have the little bridge on them, and it helps a lot when you're doing this. Now, I do have a discount for you guys, so let me log in and give you guys a discount, because I think right now they're having a sale on some of their, unless that's over with. I always tend to miss all the sales that they have. But oh, I have rewards, guys. Where's my affiliates login? There we go. Sorry, I have to log into my affiliate account. Uh-oh, it won't let me log in. That's weird. Oh, because it's making me like do all this little hoop-de-hoop thing. Oh, wrong one. So I do use Essential Stencil, and you do get when you join my free group, and those who are in my free group know exactly. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna turn you guys around so you can actually see. Hold on. I'm gonna turn you guys around that way you can see. There we go. There we go. Now you can see what it says. So my free group knows that I post, and if I haven't posted in there, I apologize, but I do give you a coupon that you can use for the Essential Stencil, and I'm actually just going to give it to you guys now, since a lot of our viewers are in that group, and they're in the group and probably are wanting this discount. So let me go ahead and copy this link. So this link will give you access to there, and you will this is for the essential stencil discount that I have, but this is the link for you to go to that. Now here is the code that you will need, right? You're gonna need this code, so you make sure when you go and you check out you grab this code before before you check out, before you click pay. Okay, so put that code in at checkout, and you will get, I think you'll get 10%. No, sorry, is it 10%? I don't know. Hold on. Sorry. Let me check. Nope, that's not helping me. Because I am an affiliate of Essential Stencil. I use their stencils all the time. And it's just to kind of like show you guys that I really love this product. Because I really do. I really love this product. And I'm going to show you why I love it so much here in a minute. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to grab your code and just go and get some stencils from them and just try them out, because they're really, really cool, and they have some really, really nice stuff. They actually have right now they have all their fall stuff is out right now, and I just found something that I really, really like, and it's the sunflower bloom. I do have like my little sunflower on my other front porch cleaner. That's from them, so that is theirs. Oh my goodness, they have so many cute things. You guys need to go look them out. Go check them out. Go to essentialstencil.com and just go and check it out. They have all their fall stuff, and I just found a few things that I really, really am going to be purchasing soon. That way I can reuse it. And that's what I like about these stencils, is that they're reusable. So I can reuse them over and over and over again. And I don't have to like I don't have to do vinyl. I don't have to do any of that. Now, some people are probably like, well, I use vinyl, and that's totally okay. I choose not to use vinyl just because vinyl really frustrates me. And I just can't seem to get away from the reusable stencils. So if you use vinyl, I have nothing against vinyl. I just choose not to use vinyl. I'm debating on if I want to do like a Christmas scene on the bottom of this, but I want to see what type of other Christmas stuff they have here. Let me see. I'm debating if I want to do the I want to do the snowflakes on the bottom, of course, but I'm debating if I want to put something else on there. You know what I mean? Like maybe do like a little scenery on the bottom. But I am going to put some of these right here, over there, and then down there, of course. And I'm going to do it all in white. And I think I'm going to do red and white. So I think I'm going to do red. I'm going to do like this deep red. I like the deep red. It's not deep red. Or the, let me see what color red this is. It's like a brownish red. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a combination of red. And I know I'm doing Christmas stuff right now, but I'm telling you guys, Christmas is right around the corner, and these would be great for like Christmas presents. I was gonna do green, but I think I'll do red instead. Oh, okay. So this would be great for like a Christmas present. All right. So let's go ahead and I like to straighten mine out and then tape it. And I like to tape it to my surface because I am very, very clumsy, and that's okay because, you know, whatever, right? But I also have a hard time keeping my hands on the board, so I always tape mine down. You don't have to, if you're really, really good at it, you totally don't have to tape it down, but I have to tape mine down. So I tape mine down first. I'm going to take my Mary down. taking this. And I'm taking all the way around because I want to make sure this thing does not move when I am painting it. Okay? And then I'm just going to kind of line it up with the Mary. It looks really straight, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. Making sure I'm not impeding on any of the letters. And then sometimes when you get further down here, you have to make sure everything is straight. Otherwise, and I apologize for the noise, otherwise it'll be crooked by the time you get down to the bottom. That's why I always make sure I straighten this top up here first. You probably should have. Why is it tight? It's not even right there. Okay. So I always make sure everything is straight. So see how it's not straight down there? It's all straight up there. So you want to make sure everything is straight. Straight, and then you're just going to keep going down the line. And let me make sure no one's like messaging. Okay, so you just want to keep going down the line here, and you're just going to make sure that everything looks straight and it doesn't look crooked. And I'm kind of just eyeing it, guys. Like, I just really eye it. I don't know, I have this way of doing it, and I just kind of eye it. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you do that? Like, how do you just eye it? I was like, I don't know. I just do it. It's really weird. Like, I see it and I just go. I don't know. It's just weird. It's how I hang my pictures. I'm going to be honest with you. I hang my pictures like that. Sorry of the noise. And to give it some extra, I'm gonna wait for the noise to stop. Apologies. Helicopter. Just take a break. Sorry for the noise. Oh, I'm really loud now. So to reinforce my stencil, I am just gonna go ahead and do the side too. I know this is probably redundant. It's like, well, why do I have to do the side? But I'm telling you, it helps a lot when you're moving and you're grooving with your stencil and you accidentally bump it, and then there you go. Now you're, you know, halfway through your stuff and you've bumped your stencil. Okay, so now that looks really good. That actually came out perfectly good. And like I said, I just kind of eye everything. Like, I don't really, there's no method to what I do. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's like zero method here for me. Because I get a lot of questions like, well, how do you just like not mess up? Like, I don't know. I don't think of myself messing up. Sometimes I think of it as like happy little accidents, like Bob Ross would tell you, you know. So I don't think of the, you know, I don't think about messing up. What I think about is, how can I make this fun? You know what I mean? Like, how can I make it fun? How can I make it to where this is going to be a fun project? You know, I'm going to love I'm going to love the process. I'm also going to love sorry about the noise, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm like outside. And this is the only place I can actually do my stencils, so. So I'm down here I'm going to finish up doing this over here. Now for the snowflakes, I'm actually just going to put this on the bottom of my, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do the whole thing. So, but I kind of just put it crooked. Actually, I'm not going to put it crooked. I'm going to put it straight, and then I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do it sideways. I think I'm going to do it sideways. So I'm going to do it sideways, and it doesn't have to be straight, because I don't care of it being straight, but I'm going to do a few more of these. These are going to kind of go down the way, but I'm going to do like a teeter, what is it? I don't know, like a offset it. I'm going to offset it. Is that the word? I don't know if that's the word, guys. Is that the word of the day? I don't know. Okay, so now I got my stencil on. There's no movement, which is wonderful. Now I don't normally use these. I use my my stencil brush, but I don't have a stencil brush right now, so I'm just going to use these. I'm going to use the smaller ones, a sponge brush. This is just a sponge brush. You could also use makeup brushes, your makeup sponge, the little square makeup sponges. I don't have any out here, but you could use that too. You can use pretty much anything as long as you're not putting too much paint on your surface. I wouldn't suggest a paintbrush. That's the only thing I don't suggest is a paintbrush. You could use a sponge. You could use these sponges. These are just like the micro sponges that I get. They come into a collection. Or you can use this sponge. I don't recommend using this part. So what I like to do is I like to cut this side off. Like I like to just kind of rip this off. I'm weird, guys. I just rip it off, and I just use this part of my thing. So I don't use the tip of it, because what happens is you end up marking, and then you end up having some bleeding. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to do it all in white. I'm going to do all of it in white, and then I may do some of the snowflakes are going to be white too. I'm determined if whether or not I want to do red, but we're just going to go ahead and go in it with the white. So let's go ahead and get in there. And I'm going to show you how I do this. So I normally just take my sponge brush and I just kind of dab. I don't scrape. I don't do anything else. I just dab. And I barely have any on my sponge. So I'm just dabbing. That's all I'm doing, and I'm not dabbing too hard. I'm doing it lightly, just really, really lightly. And then I'm gonna hold this down because this is part of my M here. So I'm just dabbing, and I don't have a lot. I'm not scraping. I'm not pulling. I'm just dabbing. I don't have a lot of paint on my little sponge here. Okay. And that's the key. You want to make sure you don't have a lot of paint on your sponge. Because what happens is if you put too much paint on your sponge, then you get leakage underneath your stencil. And I usually use a makeup sponge for this, but I didn't feel like grabbing a makeup sponge today. And I'm just barely tapping, barely tapping, okay? And if you have to go back over it, you can. Sometimes I like to go back over it if I see like a spot or something. I'm like, oh no, there's a white spot. Then I'll go back over it with some more white. Especially if it doesn't look like it's all the way done. But like I said, I don't have that much paint on my little sponge brush, and I'm getting as close as I can to my surface. So I don't have that much on my sponge brush. So less is more, guys. Less is more, okay? Less is more. The less paint you have, the better off you will be when you do these stencils, okay? I'm going to go down to the C. And sometimes you'll have to hold like some of the middle pieces on some of the letters, but that's okay because it's so easy just to hold them down. And I'm just using the leftover paint I've been dabbing off, so that way I don't waste any paint, right? I always do that. Like I always make sure that I'm dabbing from here and not over there, because it's not like I want to waste all that paint. So this is all I'm doing. I'm just dabbing here. And if you're coming on and you're here live, just put hashtag live. If you're watching, if you're rewatching, just put hashtag rewatch. And let us know that you're here. If you're here with us. I'm just showing you how I'm doing the stencils. Now I'm not pressing too hard, guys. Like I'm not pressing a lot. And I'm not putting too much paint on my paintbrush or brush or whatever sponge. Because it will be too much on your surface, and then you'll end up getting bleeding, and nothing like lifting up a really nice, you know, piece that you worked so hard to stain and have just leakage everywhere, you know, like bleeding everywhere. It's not fun. So less is more. The less you have on your sponge, the better. And I'm, like I said, I am not scraping. I am dabbing, and I am dabbing lightly. I don't know why she's going back to she is. Just dabbing. Whew. Okay, guys, this could be a lot, so I like to sit down. So we're gonna sit down and do this. I'm super excited to see this one. And see, I still have like a little bit right here. You could see it a little bit, not all the way, but you can see it a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of come in here and go a little bit over it again, just to kind of fill it in, because you can tell that it needs another layer, which is okay. You can go back over it and make another layer if you need to. Just make another layer here. See, now it looks like it's filled in a little bit, right? So now I'm going to go up to the Mary, and I'm going to do a fill in that one too. So I'm going to redo this one and refill it in. Because I noticed that it doesn't have a lot of paint on it, so I'm just going to kind of go in and fill it in a little. Fill it in a little. And usually, like you hear me go with my my other stencil thing, because it's one of the bristles, what is it called? The bristles. So it has the bristles. I'm gonna have this R down. Yep, we're gonna hold the R down. It's coming up. So it's one of the bristle ones, and all you hear is in the video. I always think it's so funny. I stopped using the bristle ones. I haven't actually purchased Essential Stencils bristle ones, but I stopped using the bristle ones just because they're hard to clean, and I just didn't want to like throw and deal with it. These I could just throw away. So these are throwaway. I can just throw them away, and then I don't have to worry about it. What's going on? You mess up a dog? Oh, I was like, what is that noise? What is going on in there? Kids are bored. Yes. It's like, what in the world? Whew. Guys, this is a lot of work. It's hot today, too. Alright, so now we're going to go down to the art. And then once this is dry, I wait till the whole thing is dry. And here's why. I've made a mistake so many times by being impatient and not waiting, and I ended up taking it off and I messed it up, like big time. Now I've never really messed up my porch cleaners. Now I've messed up my other signs, but not really necessarily my porch cleaners. But I still wait now, I still wait till the end until everything is a-okay and I can everything's dry and ready to go. That way I'm not like making a huge whoopsie-doo on my my porch liner. Okay. Like I said, I'm just using the leftover that I had over there. Makes it super easy, and I'm just using a small smudge of paint. And I'm actually going back over it with the paint that's, oh, the flies are horrible, guys. The paint that is just left over from over here when it was just too much. So I'm using the leftover paint that's right there. Super easy. Anybody can do it, I promise you. And that's kind of why I like these stencils. I like these stencils because they're super easy to use and they're reusable, and I don't have to like waste weeding and doing all this sorts of other stuff with vinyl. I'm extra careful when it comes to the stencil. I'm making sure that I press lightly, and I'm also making sure that it doesn't come up. I'm also tape it down, so I tape it, triple tape it, whatever tape it. This is double taped, but it's overlapped taped. But the reason why is because what will happen is if you don't, your design will come up off of there. Now, sometimes these letters, you might have to hold the letters down because it'll come up, but other than that, it stays pretty flush to the surface. Like, you don't have to worry about these moving around. And that's why I really like Essential Stencil. Like, they're literally the only stencils I will use outside of my own. Like, I've tried folk art stencils, I've tried the vinyl stencils, and by far, these are just my favorite. Like, I just can't, once you start using them, it's like you just can't stop using them. They're just my favorite. I can reuse them anytime, anywhere. Like, I can take them with me, you know, when we do, because I do paint parties with this. So I do front porch paint parties, just letting you guys know. With Christmas coming up and everything, these are great for Christmas parties. So I'm already booking up till December, guys. Like, I am local, so I'm in Orange County and I serve San Diego County. I can go all the way to Los Angeles. I can go all the way to San Bernardino. I can go pretty much any, like, as long as it's not like extremely out there, I will travel. So, yeah. And this one can be reversed, so I'm going to do a reversible one on this one, which is going to be fun, because I'm going to do, I'm going to actually do a gray color on the back side of this one, and I think I'm going to do a Thanksgiving one on the back. I was going to do a New Year's one, but I decided not to, just because, yeah. So now I'm noticing that my H and my R and all that needs more paint, so I'm just going to kind of go back and fill it in a little bit. literally like almost done with just the lettering, and then we'll let it dry, and then yeah, then you get to see the results of front porch liner. I'm so super excited about this one. Oh, and I was going to show you, so the one that I took the tip off, you can use this one to do the same thing, but I don't like that one, so I don't like that one because it does get too much underneath, and I don't like that because then it causes leakage. Hopefully that one didn't leak. It did a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of spread it out. And sometimes I'll have to go back and fix some of the pieces just because the lettering, because you get a little bit of the thing if you're not too careful and you're just like putting too much paint. Like I put too much paint right there. That's why I don't like using that one. But you don't have to use the sponge that I'm using. You can use the sponge that you want to use, that you feel comfortable using. Okay. Let's go down to the M. So I'm down to the M. I got some dog hair over here. Okay. Now the M is a little difficult because it's got several pieces here, so I'm gonna have to like bring it all down a little. There we go. Now you can probably see what I'm doing. So with the M, I'm just going to kind of hold it down right here because there's several pieces up here, and I want to make sure I don't lift those up with my sponge. So see how that's moving a little bit? I'm just going to put my finger there. So I just put my finger here and I just lightly tap. Because those little pieces will like pop up and then you end up like going underneath it. So I am always careful when I'm going right there. And sometimes I'll even like do this little small, like little dab to make sure it doesn't come up. There we go. And I'll have to go back over some of these. See how I did that? That kind of came up a little bit. I'll have to go over some of this because it's still kind of darkish. And if you like it like that, that's totally okay. You don't have to have it all the way white if you don't want. Like make it look rustic a little bit, which is kind of what I'm going towards. Now the A is a little difficult. I'm not gonna lie. So you want to make sure with the A, we don't bring up this little piece right here that we have. I'm going to keep this little piece down while I'm doing this part right here. Because sometimes it'll pop up if you're not careful. See how I put my finger there? And it popped up a little bit. I have to be careful not allowing that to pop up. I'm just being very gentle. Just be very, very gentle and you'll do fine. You don't have to go very fast either, so make sure you're not going too fast, because sometimes if you go too fast, you'll end up having splotches all over your lettering, so make sure you're not going too fast. Gosh, sorry about the noise, like, that's ridiculous. So much noise going on today. That kind of got underneath there, so I don't know, that might not turn out good. I'm just trying to hold it down. And I can always go back and fix it with a paint pen if I need to, or a paintbrush. See how I kind of lifted up there for a minute? That's why you gotta hold it down so it doesn't do that. Okay. So, with that said, that is done. I gotta do the snowflakes. And then we are done and we're gonna let it sit. I'm gonna go back over some of these letters. Not too much, because you don't want too much paint on your letterings. Because I want it to look kind of rustic a little bit. So bringing up the brown a little bit into my letters is fine. Make sure you don't want too much paint on that. Okay, so let me go ahead and do my snowflakes. Actually, one of my snowflakes here. There we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't tape all this down, so that would have been a disaster. See what I mean? If I don't tape it down, then I'm going to mess up. So, all right, make sure you tape it down if you can, or if you want to. I think it's a preference. You know how to do it without taping it down. Kudos to you guys, because I am horrible when it comes to moving my stuff around. Okay, I'm going to bring this down a little so that way you can see what I'm doing. So I'm doing the snowflakes. Oh, guys, I could use some cold weather right now. It's so hot. It's like super hot today for some reason. What you could also do, you could fade it a little bit. So like you could leave it some spots to where it's faded a little bit. That way it gives that rustic look to it. I'm just doing the little holes here, or circles here. There we go. I know, like it's probably like it's all shaky. I apologize. Alright, so like you could leave a little bit of the brown if you wanted to kind of give that rustic look to it. If you didn't want to do the whole entire thing white. So if I just wanted to leave a little bit of it, I could, to kind of give it a rustic look to it. Probably do that. I actually like to kind of peek at it to see if it looks okay, because sometimes it just doesn't look right, so I want to make sure. I'm taking a little piggy pig. Little piggy pig. Well, that one bled a little bit. Oh no. I think it's because I had too much paint on there. A little more paint on that one. Okay. That one bled a little bit. I'm gonna have to fix it, but that's okay. done with our snowflakes. This one doesn't have a lot of paint on it, but I'm going to do a little round with it. There we go. Because it's going to make it look rustic a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this off and show you. I know it's not dry, but I just want to show you what happens when you put too much paint onto your surface. I know it's not dry right now, which is fine. It's not really going to hurt it. The top one might be dry, and this will stay out so it'll dry all the way. But I wanted to show you what happens when you put too much paint on your stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. And carefully, when you take it off, just lift it up. I mean, it doesn't look bad. But you can tell that it was like, you can tell that it doesn't look bad. It really does not look bad. I just can tell a little bit that there's a little bit of smudge, which this is because I put too much, maybe you can't see, but right here I put too much paint onto my surface. So, yeah, there we go. So, because I put too much paint, you can tell that it's not perfect. But that's okay, because not every snowflake is perfect, and that's okay with me. Now, you could be like me and be impatient and just go ahead and rip everything off, or you can be patient and not rip everything off. But I'm going to go ahead and reveal the top of this to show you how it came out. Okay, ready? Here we go. You're taking it off, and like what I simply do is I just take off the tape first. So I'm going to take the tape off first. And I start layer by layer. I don't go too fast because it still might be wet in some places, and I don't want to like smear it. But this looks dry, so I'm okay. There's your Mary. Oh, that came out okay. I'm gonna have to do some cleaning up on it, but for the most part, it came out good. So there's Mary, and then here comes Steve in our like I said, I like to go really, really slow to kind of get it off in here. Okay. There we go. That looks really good. I have to do some cleaning up, but that's normal for me. Normally have to do that because I am a little heavy on my paint, my little sponge. But for the most part, it looks really, really good. Oops, I exit out of there. Sorry, guys. Okay, next side. Now, we just did this, so I'm going to be careful not to and I'll take the camera off and show you what it looks like here in a minute. I love the contrast of the dark and the light. I love that. This is the last part of this one. Okay. Oh wow, that came out really good. Love it. Alright guys. And I'm sure I'll probably get this question from y'all. Have you ever done any letters backwards whenever you were painting? I have before. I did it one time and I realized I made a mistake as I was painting it. So yes, I have. But I want to go ahead and show you. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like. So here is the front porch leaner. This is what it looks like. Isn't it cool? Love it. I do love this. Now, I was debating on if I wanted to put more on the bottom or not. I probably will. I'll probably put some more snowflakes. Maybe I'll put like a reindeer or something on it. I don't know. So, there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you like Technique Tuesdays. And this was super fun. And if you really like this stencil, I don't know if the stencil is available because this was a last year's stencil. But I can check to see if this one's available for y'all. It is not available anymore. So this one is obsolete. Sorry. Maybe, let me see. Oh, maybe it's in Christmas. It's in Christmas. Yes, it's still available. Sorry. It is still available. Now, I didn't do like what, if you go on there, you see, oh, that one looks good too. Like, because it's, you know, it's red. It's not dark. But this one, I really like the contrast of the colors, and I like the white and the dark. But it is available. It's available now, and you'll get I think you get 10% off. So let me go ahead and I'm gonna do a little see if it actually works. Why do I have to confirm that's me? I don't want to confirm that's me. I just want to put in a discount. Yep, it works. Yeah. Okay, so it does work, and I think it only gives you 10%. So you get like a 10% discount. Which, hey, that's like shipping, right? But I think the more you buy, the more you get off, I believe. So yeah. And they do have the Christmas one. They have several Christmas ones actually, and I'm probably going to end up ordering the reindeer one. And I think I'm going to put a reindeer on the bottom of this one. Yeah. I actually have a reindeer one that I can actually do myself. So, definitely really cool. Like, they have so many different ones, and I'm actually going to do the little Christmas tags this year, so I'm going to actually do the Christmas tag ones this year. I'm going to get a set of those, and I'm going to do a set of those to sell at our event. So, alright guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday, and I'll see you Friday. Peace out. Bye.